When I think about the movie Three Idiots, I remember how it showed students constantly comparing themselves with others, feeling afraid of failure, and struggling under pressure. Watching that story made me realize something important. Three invisible forces control how students learn and grow. Students comparing themselves with others. This is shown through the rivalry between Chatur, Ramalingam and Rancho. Example scene, the speech competition scene where Chatur wants to prove he is the best student, the constant pose on rank, marks and being number one in the college. This represents the competition mind. Student afraid to speak or question. This appears in scene with Viru Sahasrabuddhi, with director. Example, students are afraid to challenge teachers or question or ask questions. The classroom environment is very pressure driven where mistakes are discouraged. This represents fear in the education system. Imagine a class with 40 students. One student is constantly trying to prove he is the smartest. Another student knows the answer but never raises his hand. And a third student always says, I couldn't complete it because certain thing happened. Or give any excuse. Ma'am, I couldn't complete it because it can be any excuse. Now, as teacher, we see this every day in life. But here is the interesting question. Why do students behave this way? Is it intelligence? Is it confidence? Or is something deeper shaping their behavior? After observing thoughts of students, one thing becomes clear. Three invisible forces control how students learn and grow. Mindset, fear, responsibility. If a student understands these three things, their learning can completely transform. And today I want to explain these patterns from a teacher perspective so the student better understand how students act. Today I want to explain the patterns from a teacher's perspective. For example, sometimes when I ask a question to a student who actually knows the answer becomes nervous now because the question is difficult, but because another student raised their hand first. This sometimes when I ask a question to a student who actually knows the answer becomes nervous now, not because question is difficult, but because another student raised their hand first. Let me start with a simple classroom scene. There are 40 students sitting in a class. One student is desperately trying to answer every question first. Another student knows the answer but never raises their hand. And a third student then asks why the homework is incomplete says, Sir, this happened because this happened I know I had not done my work. I had not completed my homework. I had not completed my studies. Now as teacher we see these patterns almost every day. But here is the interesting question. Why do students behave this way? Is it intelligence? Is it intelligence? Is it confidence? Or is something deeper shaping their behavior? After observing students, one thing becomes very clear. Students are not just influenced by subjects or exams. They are influenced by their invisible forces. Mindset, fear and responsibility. If a student understands these three things, their entire learning journey can change. Today I want to explore these patterns from a teacher's perspective. Because once students understand what is happening inside their own minds, learning becomes much easier. Part 1. The competition mindset. Let's start with something very common among students, competition. Many students enter a classroom with a single goal. I want to be number one. They want the highest marks. They want to answer the fastest. They want recognition. And to be fair, competition is not always bad. Healthy competition can motivate students to work harder, but something interesting happens when competition becomes the center of a student's identity. Learning slowly turns into comparison. Instead of thinking, what can I understand better today, students start thinking, and I ahead of others. And this small shift changes everything. I have seen students who really understand a concept, but when they come to the board to solve a question, they suddenly become nervous. Why? Because their mind is no longer thinking about a problem. But when they come to solve a question, they suddenly become nervous. Why? Because their mind is no longer thinking about the problem. Their mind is thinking about the audience. Everyone is watching. What if I make mistake? What if someone solves it faster? This pressure blocks clear thinking. Now compare that with another type of student. This student is not obsessed with rank, not obsessed with rank. Instead, they focus on one simple question: what did I learn today that I didn't know yesterday? These students may not always appear the most competitive, but over time they develop something far more powerful: deep understanding. And deep understanding always wins in the long run. So the first shift students must make is this: stop measuring success by comparison, start measuring success by improvement. Part 2. The fear of speaking. Now let's talk about something every teacher notices: silence. Many students who rarely speak, but instantly many of these students do know the answer. So why don't they participate? It's not lack of intelligence, it's fear. Students are really afraid of the question itself. They are afraid of judgment. They think, what if my answer is wrong? What if others laugh? What if the teachers think I am not smart? So they choose silence. But here is the problem: silence protects a student from embarrassment, but it also protects them from learning. When we learn in a class is not meant to be a place where students prove perfection. It is meant to be a place where students practice thinking. Mistakes are not a sign of weakness. Mistakes are not a sign of weakness. They are evidence that the brain is working. In fact, the students who do the fastest are usually the ones who participate the most. Now, not because they are always correct, but because they are engaged in the learning process. Confidence is not something students are born with. Confidence is something built through repeated courage. Each time a student raises their hand despite uncertainty, they are training their minds to grow stronger. Part 3. Ability versus excuses. The third pattern teachers often observe is the habit of excuses, especially in online learning environments. Sometimes when the teacher asks a question and student does not respond, the explanation may make an excuse. Sometimes they may actually be true, but sometimes it is simply hesitation or lack of preparation. Excuses are interesting. They protect our image from a moment, but they also stop our growth. From a teacher perspective, the most powerful students are not the ones who never make mistakes. They are the ones who say things like, I didn't prepare well. I didn't understand this concept. I need to work harder. That honesty is powerful because responsibility creates self-awareness, and self-awareness is starting point of improvement. Students who blame circumstances often stay stuck. Students who take responsibility gradually develop discipline, and discipline is what creates long-term success. Final message: when teachers observe students carefully, we realize something important. Academic success is not determined only by intelligence, but is shaped by their internal qualities, mindset, courage, responsibility. Students who focus only on competition often feel constant pressure. Students who fear judgment may hide their potential. Students who avoid responsibilities struggle to improve. But when these three things change, everything changes. When students shift from comparison to growth, when they develop courage to participate and make mistakes, and when they take responsibility for their learning. They don't just become better students, they become stronger thinkers and stronger individuals, and that is the real purpose of education. Education is not just about mastering subjects, it is about building the mindset that allow a person to keep growing throughout life. Thank you.